So now I would like to move to the Global Impact Award. Why have we raised the Global Impact Award? We always had, of course, a Legacy Award, a Global Impact Award. It was one of those awards that we have within YPO, which was important, but the exposure was limited. But at the end of the day, the Global Impact Award is truly the DNA of our members and in YPO. The Global Impact Award is actually to honor our finest members that are doing significant, sustainable, but also scalable globally impact throughout the world. There's a difference between the Global Impact Award and our classical awards like the Hickok Award or the Alex Capello Award. The Global Impact Award is actually not what we do inside as peers for the organization, but what we do for the outside world. And let me tell you, it was an amazing moment. As past chairman, you still get to do job, and I'm still in the board of directors until June 30. And I was blessed to chair, actually, the Global Impact Award. And you know, YPO, you know how it works. If you want it to be successful, it's going to be about competition and gaming, right? So we have 14 regions in the world of YPO, and we've asked all and each 14 regions to define within their regions the #1 finalist to be presented to our organization. And there were more than 200 nominees that had amazing stories, and it was already pretty hard for the regions to skim down 200 candidates into 14. And I can tell you as the chair of the committee that all these stories are absolutely outstanding and have an amazing impact in the world. And it's been a very, very, very tough job to be able to define who would be the 6 finalists to continue on their way to San Diego, because each and every story is amazing. We have a video. Don't worry, we don't have the time for the 14, but in social medias, you will see all 14 videos of all 14 regional winners. Tonight, we are going to elect the first 3, and Thursday, with our chairman-elect, we will have the next 3. Those are the 6 finalists that will continue toward San Diego. Because what's important for us in the nomination committee is to listen to our peers and make sure that you also have a word to say. So you will also, through the 29,000 members of YPO, be asked, what is your favorite story? What is more impactful? What touched you? What's the feeling about those stories? So that the board and the committee making the elections will make its final decisions on the 3 finalists. In San Diego, during the H, the 3 finalists will be honored on stage. We will play those 3 videos, and of course, there will be only one who will stand up and get to become the award nominees of our Global Impact. So, with that in mind, I'm here to share with you the 3 first finalists. And what I will do is I will just give you a brief information about the member, what he did, and we will look together at those short videos of 2 minutes so that you really see the impact that they have created. The first Global Award nominee is from the region YPO Northeast USA. His name is Willie Foote, and he's a founder and CEO of Food Capital. His mission has been to invest in the growth of small agricultural projects worldwide. And he's been transforming local communities to an amazing scale. Root Capital has been able to help finance projects throughout the world for 1.4 and lending money for $1.4 billion. And that actually helped over 700 agriculture business to rise and to grow. And all those businesses are coming from Africa, from the Middle East, from Latin America, as well as Southeast Asia. He provided training to over 1,500 companies, and at the moment it's quite clear and it's up and ramping. He helped providing better incomes and better life for over 6 million people living in the most marginalized area in the world. So ladies and gentlemen, let me present you the video of Willie Foote.
I visited an association of vanilla farmers toiling to improve the livelihoods of dozens of indigenous families while drug traffickers were operating in the jungles around them. And in the end, that cooperative failed, not because of the narcos, but because they couldn't access capital, markets, basic business skills they needed to succeed. And so I said, I want to do something about that, and I want to do it at scale. Our mission at Root Capital is to invest in the growth of small agricultural businesses so they can transform rural communities. We believe that the key to unlocking opportunities for those families already exists there in their communities, and it's these agricultural businesses that can reach and connect thousands and thousands of farmers to larger markets. If they can grow, they raise farmer incomes. They create jobs in rural places. They empower women and the next generation. They help to preserve vulnerable ecosystems. We're in the boardrooms where capital decisions are made, and we also go down the dirt roads to the communities where the real innovations are created. We don't just parachute in. We earn the trust over years of working with these farmers and their businesses. And that trust and relationship is what allows us to pilot new ideas and create big change. By helping farmers adopt climate-smart agricultural practices, by creating decent jobs and economic opportunity for young people, and by integrating the marginalized workforce of women. We want to fundamentally impact the wider agricultural and financial sectors by demonstrating that these agricultural businesses are bankable, and then crowding in other institutions to replicate and adopt our work. It's all about the root causes. That's our organization's North Star in terms of being able to secure sustainable livelihoods for rural families around the world.
Our second finalist, wow, I got a stronger voice there, better take a distance. Our second finalist is from the YPO MENA region. His name is Sunil Lavani. It is interesting to know as an information that 70% of the pumps that are installed in Africa to access water, the manual pumps, are actually not operational. And Sunil is the founder and CEO of the project MAGI. And MAGI provides sustainable access through water with solar energy in a system that he engineered by himself. I met him actually in Ghana, and I saw how passionate he was with this project. He's actually at the moment providing water to 50,000 people in Ghana and also Kenya, but he's growing very fast to make sure that there's access to the whole continent in clean water every day with rapid savings and growth. His objective is to reach 1 million people by 2025. Let's look at the video of Sunil Lavani.
I was on a trip in Ghana. I was driving along a dirt road, and all of a sudden my driver came to a stop. I asked him what was going on, and he said, I have to stop because there's a puddle of water in the road. I said, well, just drive through it. But he said, I can't because there's 2 kids in the water. Sure enough, they were on their daily walk to collect water, which was taking them an hour or 2 a day. I spoke to the chief in the village, and sure enough found out that a well-meaning NGO a few years earlier had in fact installed a hand pump, which, lo and behold, had broken down. It really hit my heartstrings, and I thought, as a CSR project for my business, this is a cause I'd really like to get behind. For me, building Project MAGI as a sustainable enterprise was going to be really critical. So it meant we had to put a business model around this to ensure a maintenance team could fix these if anything went wrong with them. Our solution was a solar-powered pump to replace the existing technology of the hand pump that had been used across the continent for maybe 100 or 200 years. About 6 months later, we went back to that same village and opened the tap on our first Project MAGI kiosk. When I first started this project, I thought water was all going to be about hygiene and sanitation. We found that once we gave local sustainable access in the village, the women had freed that time and they could work, or just be full-time mums. And the kids had time to go to school or just play. I hope by my example, I can inspire others to do similar things, to look at some of the world's global problems and see if they can find a business mindset to solve them.
And our third and last finalist nominee for tonight is from the YPO Southeast US and Caribbean. His name is Buddy Teaser. Buddy is the CEO of Souls for Soul. He creates sustainable jobs and provide relief through the distribution of shoes and textile. Now, over 13 years, Souls for Souls has been able to distribute, believe it or not, unbelievable numbers of 35 millions of pair of shoes to people that can afford them. Let's look at this video.
There is no question that my running has informed how important shoes are. I talked to a woman recently who ran a marathon in Cuba with runners who wanted to run so bad they taped shoes on their feet. Often, shoes are what keeps kids out of school. Parents know how important it is, and so they will go way beyond what is expected. They'll sacrifice their own meals and their own health in many cases to make sure their kids have shoes and an opportunity, especially to go to school. When I had a chance to come to Souls for Souls, I felt like it was a fork for me. This model of using business as a way to help solve a problem like poverty just spoke to me, and I really believed that that was the core big idea. One of my heroes really at Souls for Souls is a woman named Marie-Ange. She's from Haiti. And when we first met her in 2013, life was about to just sort of go over the edge for her. Her daughter was 16 and pregnant, about to start that cycle of poverty over again. She got involved with the shoe program. She works really hard. She went from almost being evicted to she bought land, which is very rare for a woman in Haiti, and she built her own house where her whole family, 3 generations, she and her husband, her kids, and their kids live together. Just this week, I was in Harlan, Kentucky, and we distributed new shoes to K through 3rd grade. And these kids, they put on new shoes and they just start dancing around, and they're like, suddenly they're faster than they were with their old shoes. And that happens in Harlan, Kentucky, it happens in Haiti, and it happens in Honduras. So there is this sort of appreciation for shoes that goes way beyond their age often or their economic circumstances, that it's a beautiful thing to see every time. I've never been happier in my life. So I feel like when I look back, whether it's college or even before, this is the path that I should be on and feel great about that.
And that's it for today. Thank you very much for your time. The 3 other finalists will be nominated on Thursday. And look forward to spend a bit of quality time together downstairs with some cocktails and drinks and time to mingle and some good YPO time. Thank you.